Hey y'all. Alright. So, decided we're going to do this Potager update. And the Potager is not perfect. This is the imperfect Potager update. Because I need to get it done. Because we might freeze Thursday morning. And some things may not look as good. Well, not freeze, frost. Anywhere from 32 to 35. So it's definitely going to be frosty. Some things might get damaged. It's not going to kill anything, I don't think. I mean, I do have some big babies out there. We'll see. I'm sorry if the phone's shaking. It's in the evening. I didn't get out here early enough. It's on a Sunday, but I didn't get out here early enough before the sun got in the way. And I wanted the sun to kind of go down so I didn't have weird shadows. Anyway, we're here. It's not perfect, but it does look beautiful. It still looks so good. Like, it's almost November. Like, November is what, Wednesday? It looks good. Okay. And this might be a little bit of a long video. I may have to break it up just depending on how detailed I get. I'm gonna try to make it quick, but you know me. I rarely succeed in doing that. All right, here we go. Okay, so Graham Thomas has decided to come back since we're no longer 1,000,000 degrees. So that is my David Austin Rose Graham Thomas. Looking lovely. Hello. Hello. Yeah, we have several blooms. Looking lovely. Salvia is looking good. So down here, all the rose petals. But it looks like this eggplant wants to come back. That's that green eggplant. My Lesia peppers. They're not dead, but they're not really doing anything. Fish peppers still look nice and variegated. Sugar Rush Peach, since I put down the new soil. Now, I'm going to tell you, I can't tell if it's a new soil or if it's just that we're not 1,000,000 degrees anymore. But Sugar Rush Peach has put on some new peppers. That's brand new, brand new. I've got my tomato here. I've got my new pots. Look at that petunia. Gorgeous. Now, I have some peas here. These are Lincoln peas, and they're not really doing anything. They're just kind of sitting here stagnant, so I don't know if all of this stuff here is blocking the sun from getting to them. I don't know. This is some basil that broke off, and I just stuck it in the ground, and of course it took. Yay. On this cattle panel here, I have some Henderson lima beans, and I do have the bean pods, but I don't feel any beans in there, so they're a little bit stagnant. I have more than one bean pod. I thought I did. Anyway, well, I have one bean pod. Oh, there's another one. Okay, they're still very flat. Lemongrass is doing great. Zinnias. I love that mist flower back there. Can I tell you, this angel trumpet actually rooted. It was looking sad and wilty in this bucket, and then today I came out and it rooted. That's fantastic. So we're gonna have some angel trumpet. Love it. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting about this, and it looks like we might get a flower, maybe. This is that red robin chrysanthemum. We'll see if we get something. That'll be fun. And I'll walk along the outside too and show you some things over there. I have this cucumber doing all right. What is this? Muncher. What is it? Marketmore. Marketmore cucumber. Doing okay. Don't know how the frost is going to affect that. And I'm not, look, I can tell you right now, 100%, I'm not going to cover anything. I know me. I know me. You know me. I'm not covering anything. Okay, so tick seed in this corner did look lovely. It just couldn't hold on for the tour. Most of the flowers are done. That's pretty much ugliness. Basil, I need to do something with that. Potatoes are doing all right. This is the little potatoes that I planted up. 9/20 something, 9/2 maybe, September 2nd. I put my little circle thing here, and I put my strawberry in it. And I'm gonna tell you, those red and yellow Wonder Blend, I've only eaten the yellow. The yellow are super sweet, very tasty, love them. And my fig is doing okay. I think it's kind of done for the season. There's like 2 figs left on here. I had one and it split and rotted and fell off, so. But that's about done, but it's doing really well. look at these broccolis. These broccolis are almost 3 feet tall. The leaves are huge. Look at this. I need to spray it again with Captain Jack's because right now there are no worms. But I saw a I saw butterflies, those white butterflies flittering around the other day. So I'm sure there's eggs on there. So I'm gonna spray it again. Down here, my radish. Look at these. I have a lot of foliage and I don't see any bulbing. That is unfortunate. Yeah, a lot of foliage. No bulbs. Man, that's rude. All right, well, maybe it'll go to flower because I do like eating the little seed pods. They're tasty. Anyway, oh, the broccoli. This is, which one is this? Waltham 29. That's Waltham 29. And then I have the white scallop squash. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a new one. That one looks good. That one might have got pollinated on its own. Oh, I hand pollinated that one. It's not very big. It's not very big, but it'll do. I'll pick it. And then I have my Rober cauliflower. I found one more. I got to plant that. It's still in the cup. All of these broccolis on this back row here, that's my early purple sprouting, and they have gotten so big since I put the new soil down. But I'm going to tell you, because we cooled off right at the same time, I just messed up my scientific experiment because it cooled off. But the new soil to me is doing great. And my 4 o'clocks have seeds. Look. Yeah. So I've been collecting some seeds. I need to collect more, looks like, as soon as I'm done filming. Yeah, there's a bunch of seeds, little black seeds. Very cool. And then my cannellini beans on my very unattractive teepee. Look at this. Look, cannellini beans. Now, I'm gonna let the beans form inside because I think it's supposed to be a dried bean. I don't think I'm supposed to eat it as a green bean. I think I'm supposed to eat it as a dried bean. So the beans are forming and I will harvest the beans once they're ready. My tycoon tomatoes doing amazeballs. Look at all these tomatoes. So many tomatoes. You know what else? There's an orb weaver. There's an orb weaver on these tomatoes, but she's just a baby, so she can stay for right now. Yeah. If she gets any bigger, she's got to go. Sorry, ma'am. If you get any bigger, you have to go. But anyway, tomatoes look great. I might cover the tomatoes, so I might have to eat my words a little bit and cover the tomatoes if we get down to 35. I mean, I have so many. There's so many. Look at those. I might could pick that one because it's already started to blush. We'll see. So many tomatoes here. Okay, so I have my pawpaw there. My other two, I think, died. I left them in the pot just in case they live, but that's so far my only living pawpaw that I'm for sure of. Got my old-fashioned mustard here. I do have a pepper hiding in here. I don't think this is going to do anything. That's my Passia Bahio, I think. My squash, after I picked that one big round zucchini, the squash plant started to decline a little bit, so I don't know what's going on. But, I mean, I'm not going to pick it just yet. We'll see if I get any more. There's some more female flowers in there. We'll see. But look at that purple sprouting broccoli. I'm so proud of that. And then a vintage wine tomato along the fence there has got some flowers. So that came back because it went dormant for the summer. Down here, oh, and I do have some beans here, but they're not doing that great. I think these are like Contender, maybe Kitchen King. I think these are Kitchen King. They're making some really sad tiny beans, so not expecting much there. Here I have my radish. This is watermelon radish in the front and then black Spanish in the back, but I don't see any bulbs. Like nothing is bulbing, but the foliage looks really robust and healthy. So I'm just gonna leave it until it, you know, maybe until it bolts, but the foliage looks amazing. So does this early purple sprouting broccoli. Look how big this is getting. Very pleased with that. And then here I have some Russian sage. It's doing okay. It's just kind of hanging out the last 2-3 years. It's not really doing anything. This is all my holy basil. My whole sea of holy basil, doing wonderful. Now my parsnips. This is my all-American parsnips. You saw me put like 1,200 seeds in here, and we did get some germination. Not great germination, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. That's something. And then my tomato. This is my Patio Choice Yellow. It's doing all right. Actually, I take that back. I think it died. I think it actually died. So the tomatoes that are on here, I'm gonna go ahead and pick those because the plant is dead. Cherry Falls is doing really good. I'll probably harvest some of these cherry tomatoes. They're doing really well. So Cherry Falls is a good one. I highly recommend it. Got them from Botanical Interest. But look at there, it's almost November and we've got lots of cherry tomatoes. So doing really well. Look at the strawberries. Strawberries are taking off again now that we're not so hot. My Jimmy Nardello peppers have taken off again now that we've cooled off. So that's a Jimmy Nardello. Jimmy Nardello. The plant is looking a little yellow, which I'm a little disappointed since I have that good soil around it, but I may have to just fertilize it because it should be greener than that. Anyway, I'm eating a tomato. Back there, my red acre cabbage that I planted, and I found another one in the house, so I'm gonna have to plant another one somewhere. Got my new little terracotta pots on the sticks. Got some banana peppers, shishito peppers. Yeah, they're not looking that great, but it's fine. Now I have my squash here. I just don't think they're gonna do anything. They're just kind of stunted. Then I have my quarter view cabbages. Those are doing all right. Have some self-seeded holy basil. Just some assorted flowers. There is a fennel in there somewhere. Tick seed, looking pretty. That tick seed does look pretty. So we have some, oh, there we go. We got a cubanelle, some cubanelle peppers trying to grow. This is my broccoli. Oh, what's this one called? Calabrese? That's Calabrese broccoli. Got quite a bit, and it's doing okay. Not sure if these got dried out. They look burnt, like they got dry. Anyway, we'll see. More salvia. Oh, more marigolds. Wow, I didn't realize these marigolds had rebloomed. That's pretty. I'm probably gonna pick that for tea. My rose cutting has new growth. So that means it is very happy in this container. New growth here, new. So hopefully we'll get a bud soon. And then I have my chocolate mint from Nina and Boyce. One tiny little cutting about that size right there. Now I have all this. Awesome. And look at my Swiss chard. All that Swiss chard that I planted in this pot doing amazing. Can we talk about these tomatoes? Look at these orange hat tomatoes. Here, let me sit down. These are just the cutest. Look at these little babies. This is in a tiny little terracotta pot. That's the cutest. This is some Swiss chard. Yeah, that's Swiss chard. Don't worry about that. The cutest. Now, let's see, I have one here. A couple little tomatoes. Not sure. Let's look at the big one. The big one has so many flowers and it's so big. Oh, there's a little tomato. You would think there'd be more tomatoes on the big one. Anyway, cuteness. That's adorable. And then we have all my tatsoi down here. Strawberry gomphrena. We've got some of the red spike amaranth. Got my coleus from seed back there. This is a banana pepper. Oh, there's banana pepper. There. Oh, banana pepper. I picked on my cayenne pepper. Oh, there's one. Long thin cayenne right there. We've got the black diamond eggplant. This is my Rosa Bianca eggplant. This is my ahi lemon drop pepper. So many peppers. And they've really, really like just ramped it up since we cooled off. So there are peppers that you can't even see because they're blending in. So many peppers. That's awesome. And then I have a watermelon still going pretty good. This is my moon and stars, because you can see the little dots. So I don't think I'm gonna get anything, but you know, I'm just leaving it. I have my Buena Mulata peppers. Beautiful. I'll probably come out here and just do a harvest before we get real cold. There's another ahi lemon drop, a little smaller plant there. And then my green bell peppers that I put in the buckets, my Keystone Giant. I noticed today I have a little bell pepper. That is just the cutest thing. It's starting to get dark. This may have to be a two-part tour because it's getting dark and it's getting cool. The wind feels so good. It's cooled off like 5 degrees since I've been out here. This is all my Moon and Stars watermelon. This is my lemon balm. I will take this inside and make cuttings before we get too cold. More, look at the watermelon just climbing everywhere. Love it. Love it. My moringa tree has grown into an actual tree. Like that's crazy. Look at that. That's my moringa. I've got 3-4 stalks there. There's my Georgia collards that hardly doing anything. They're like stunted, they're not growing. Let me skip ahead a little bit. These Georgia collards I planted on the exact same day and they're in the shade, and look how big they are. These are big, beautiful, huge. I'm gonna come over here, teeny tiny stunted. These get more sun, but they're not growing. It's very weird. French breakfast radish. These are doing well. I've already picked one like a month ago, maybe. They didn't get as big as I'd hoped. I think it was just too hot when I planted them. But I think I'll do some more radish now that we've cooled off a bit. Definitely gonna ramp up the radish. My artichoke, that doing lovely. Sun King hybrid broccoli. It looks like it's perked up a little bit since I put the new soil. It doesn't look so stunted. Definitely the tatsoi has grown. This tatsoi was not this big when I planted it, so real pleased with the tatsoi. They're taking off. This grassy ferny stuff, that is Achillea yarrow. This is my Jewels of Opar. So pretty. I mean, it really is pretty. I've got some self-seeded cilantro. Nice. I need to come out here and actually seed some on purpose. This is self-seeded. More Jewels of Opar. And then that's my straw flower. I think this is the copper one, but they've really perked up since we cooled off. So hopefully I get something before the cold kills it. Amongst my Georgia collards, I have more bok choy. Beautiful specimens. Beautiful. Several. This is self-seeded bok choy. Nice. And we have a bunch of weeds. This is the part that I didn't get to. Didn't get to all the weeding and the cleanup. Got some amaranth here. Got some salvia. Self-seeded zinnia. And then, of course, some wood sorrel. I did dig that up. But look at these zinnias. So when I pulled out that zinnia forest a couple months ago, seeds went everywhere, obviously. And so this is self-seeded, reseeded. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And then more weeds. This ferny weed stuff, like, it's an interesting little fern. It really is. But I don't think I want it. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool, but no. And then I have my fennel coming back from the roots. So that's nice. I did cut it to the ground and it just keeps coming back, which is awesome. So that's my fennel. More zinnias, more amaranth. This is ham and eggs lantana. It's doing great. The little seeds, it's blooming now since the heat went away. It's blooming beautifully. And then when it makes seeds, they go from green to this little like pearlescent bluish gray. It's really pretty. That's beautiful. Anyway, lots of lantana. I've got some blue butterfly pea from last year, self-seeded and came back. So blue butterfly pea, and I do have sweet potato mixed in with it. I need to dig in there and see if I have any sweet potatoes. We'll see. All right, so let's do the beds before it gets too dark. Let's do some of the beds in the middle. This is my orange, blood orange. And we're getting some, they're starting to turn. So excited about it. Here I have my cabbage. So this first row here is quarter beet. The middle is the Rober cauliflower. And then that back side is the red acre cabbage. And then I have a zinnia. This next bed here is my Napa cabbage, 1 kilo slow bolt. And this cabbage is starting to head up. So excited. So all the leaves are starting to lift up, curl up, and make a head. All 3 of them. So very excited about that. My tomatoes. Look at all these tomatoes. How pretty is that? So on these towers here is sun gold, and then this one in the pot is olapolka. Olapolka, and these pretty little sun golds. They're just everywhere. So pretty. So I need to pick these, obviously. Obviously I need to pick these. But I've got a bunch on the ground. And that makes me sad. I'm probably going to pick those too. And if there's nothing actively living in them, I'm going to eat it. Anyway, my carrots are doing great. The carrots in here, I think those are the oxheart carrots. The oxheart carrots down here are doing really well. The radishes are growing. They're not bulbing, but they're growing. And then I have my little finger carrots. I have short and sweet carrots. All those carrots are doing great. More radish here. Don't see any bulbs. Makes me sad. But this is the Tonda di Parigi carrots. And then these are the Danvers. So this Danvers is doing great. Danvers 126. I've got my Dirapa Noventina broccolini. I have picked one broccolini and eaten it. Was delicious. Hopefully I get some more broccolini. And I have one Cherry Falls. Sad little stick of a Cherry Falls right there. Boom. It's got a tomato on it. I thought this was just basil, and the other day I saw a tomato. I'm like, oh, I forgot there was a Cherry Falls in there. So, oh, I just can't get over. Just can't get over it. Look. I love this sun gold. It's delicious. So delicious. And we got new flowers. New sprouts, pretty zinnias. Down here we've got Celebrity and Lemon Boy, and no fruit yet that I've seen. We do have some flowers starting, but as long as the cold snap doesn't last for too many hours, it might be okay. Got some flowers, but we do have a lot of spots, and I've noticed black spot on the stem that it's spreading to the leaves, or spreading from the leaves to the stem, or the stem to the leaves, one or the other, but it's spreading. So we'll see if I can stop that. Never got any beets. Never got any beets. I have one seedling here. I did have one over here. I think it's gone now. Yeah, that's not doing so well. I got a cucumber muncher. Like, the leaves are here and it wants to keep going, but I think the Napa cabbage kind of shaded it out. So I don't think it's going to do much. And then over here, I cleaned out this bed so I can plant something. I think I want to do my onions on both sides. I think that's when I get my onion seedlings going good. I'm just going to line up onions. The birdhouse gourd is about done. This vine's pretty much done. Got a couple of gourds up there. I've got some baby ground cherries. Kind of self-seeded itself. I don't know if I'm going to try to dig up any of these and bring them inside to grow in the grow lights, because I do love ground cherries. Need to take out that salvia. The rest of this bed just needs to be cleared out. I'll keep that echinacea right there. Lemon. I've got a couple of Meyer lemons. This one's been trying to turn yellow forever, but there it is. That's my biggest one. Got another Meyer lemon here. And one down there, and one right there. So, oh, and then this basket here, I am gonna put something in that container. These are my onions, cipollini onions that I need to put in the ground over there. But in this basket here, I've got the Lola Rosa lettuce, And I thought maybe some of the forget-me-nots were coming up, but it looks like it's all Lola Rosa. I didn't get very good germination, but I have some of the forget-me-nots in the house that I sprouted from seed, and I'm going to plant them in here so I still get the effect. I have like 4 or 5. All right, so let's go to this bed over here. My lime is doing beautiful. No flowers and no fruit and no poop babies, but the lime tree itself is doing wonderful. Hold on, I'm eating a radish. All right. So, looks like my red giant mustard wants to bolt, which is sad. Yeah, it's got some thick stems here. It's trying to bolt, but the leaves are beautiful. I still can harvest the leaves. I've got some red Russian kale and dazzling blue kale. My margarita, is it margarita or key lime? No, key lime marigold is blooming its head off. This is one plant, and it's over here. It's stretched over here, down here, and then some of the limbs have fallen way back there. This is all one plant. It's cray cray. It's beautiful though. I've got some garlic chives. I've got some Georgia collards. These are my experimental ones that I planted in like 100-degree heat out of my office. They're still alive. Swiss chard, red giant mustard, and collard greens. And then this is another mist flower that a bird dropped for me. It's beautiful. Pollinators love it. Volunteer. And then my blue butterfly pea has just covered this arch beautifully. Beautifully. That's just really nice. So I do need to pick these for tea probably before I go inside. The flowers only last a day, so it's best to pick them at night once you give the pollinators all day to drink the nectar, get the food that they need, and then pick them at night. And then my dahlia, I've got 2 more blooms about to open. Beautiful. And I have bagged a couple of the seed heads here. I need to bag this one. Very excited about that dahlia. I love that so much. Another Georgia collard, some mustard, got some self-seeded zinnias. That's a really pretty color. I like that. Still need to finish with that dirt and that sheet. Almost done, not quite. Georgia collards, more old-fashioned mustard. We've got some bolting, of course. I had some milkweed babies, some monarch babies in here. I did cover it. Only thing that bothers me about how I have it covered is if they do try to crawl off to pupate, I won't know if they're stuck to that. So if I take that cover off, I'm gonna have to inspect it very closely for those little green, cocoons. My ginger, I may harvest this after the freeze. If the freeze takes out the foliage, then I'll definitely harvest that ginger, but I'm real proud of that. That looks really good. And then, of course, this Strawberry Fields Gomphrena looks wonderful. It's starting to go to seed. Just gorgeous. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay. So I think I've done everything but the circle bed. I think so. So let me walk around the outside real quick before we do the circle bed. Grab my wine. All right, so outside here, we've got more ham and eggs lantana that came back after I ripped it out last year. We've got some of this golden sweet pea. That's an edible pea. It's not an ornamental sweet pea. So that's an edible yellow pea, like a stir-fry pea. Got some zinnias coming back. Love that mist flower. Got to do some weeding. That's a pretty weed there. Yeah. Looks like a little daisy. That's pretty. Oh, look at that. I still haven't picked all that roselle. I know. It's like I'm trying to let it rot. It's just all over the ground. It's everywhere. The red ants are everywhere. I just need to get out here one day. Like, I just need to sit for hours and hours and hours. I just have to sit and pick it before it goes bad. Anyway, all of that roselle doing really well. And it's going to rot soon. Okay. Coming on down here, we've got some peas here. I don't remember, and I think the tag is gone. It's definitely a pea. Might be a Lincoln pea, some sort of pea. These are sugar and peas. It's right here. That's a sugar and pea. It looks like we have a little peas, but I don't remember what that one was, and the tag's gone. That's lame. Purple hull peas are doing really great. These really started to take off once we cooled off again, and so did the red ants. But anyway, I've got some really long pods. Like, these look beautiful. Really long pods since we cooled off. So we'll have a lot more peas to pick. This is that vintage wine tomato that came back to life once we cooled off. This is my Red Bull Brussels sprout. Actually came back to life when we cooled off, so that's good. This is my muscadine grape. These died, all of my arborvitaes down here, because of that summer. They're dead, so we'll be cutting those down soon. On this back side here, not much going on yet. I do have some more peas I want to plant. I think I'm going to plant them up this tower here. So my grape is losing its leaves. Look at those marigolds, so pretty. Oh, there's my watermelon coming out the back. Nothing really happening on this back side. I see more bok choy back here, more baby bok choy. I hear gunshots, that's what I hear. And there's my, well, it looks like a tomato ripened in the compost. Yeah, we got guns. Look at all my junk. See, I didn't even clean up. I just moved it out of the way so you couldn't see it for the tour. All right, let's do the circle bed before we get too dark. All right, so we have my salvia here doing great. Mist flower that I planted on purpose. This is the only one I planted on purpose. My hosta down there. I've still got my, haven't decided if I want to plant those pelargoniums. St. Patrick is doing so good. These 2 blooms are done, and this is the first time I've had 2 blooms at one time. So this plant's happy. Got another one starting right there. Look at this Samantha. This Samantha lantana, variegated lantana. How pretty is that? This was a teeny tiny cutting you saw me plant when I did the circle bed, and now it's grown so big. It's flowering, looks beautiful. Look at my cherry tree. That is a cherry that I grew from seed from a cherry from Walmart. It's in that terracotta pot. It looks amazing. Looks like I have another echinacea gonna bloom. This one hasn't bloomed yet. Got my strawberries in that pot. My dark blue plumbago doesn't have any blooms on it right now, which is unusual, I think. Usually it's full of blue. Looks like my rose is gonna have another flush. Got a lot of new growth, that's awesome. My bird of paradise in that pot, looking amazing. Got some salvia down there. Looks like these blooms are a little spent, but they did look gorgeous a couple days ago. This is my bridal white, I think it's bridal white chrysanthemum. I've had this mum in the ground 3 years now, and it just spreads. It just makes a ground cover. So it's really pretty. These roses are done. They were blooming nicely. Got this amaranth in this pot. I'm just gonna leave it till the cold kills it. Got my bay laurel here in this pot. That bright chartreuse yellow, that is my golden edge Duranta, but there's no variegation on that, which is weird because if you come over here, exact same plant has the variegation, which is why it's called golden edge. That other one's just golden. That's interesting. Okay, well, that one just wants to be golden. Here's my Lilliput mixed colors zinnias, looking pretty. And I have been getting a lot of blooms on this white rose. Oh, see, they're all spent now, but they're beautiful white. Isn't that pretty? Pretty white rose. I can't remember the name right now. My ajuga that I planted from a cutting. This one is starting to spread. It was just one. Now it looks like we've got about 3 going on. So it's spreading nice. I want it to make just a ground cover in here so I don't have to weed as much. This is my other cutting of the Samantha lantana. Beautiful. My other little rose here, I had some really pretty blooms a few weeks ago, really pretty double blooms. So it looks like they like this soil better than when they were way over there in the front of the house where it just bakes in the sun. I think they like being over here where the sun's not as intense and the soil stays a little moist, more moist. Here's my common thyme. I might bring that in the house if we are gonna freeze, or put it in the garage anyway. Here's a yellow rose, eternal flame. These smell so good, so fragrant. Getting a little black spot. More blooms. It's my, oh my gosh, I've lost my brain. You know the stuff from milkweed, thank you. My goodness. Oh, so it looks like the Gara might be done for a bit. Gara is taking a break. There's no flowers at all. There's my echinacea doing really well. I still haven't scrubbed that pot. I've got to scrub that pot. Oh man. And I did have a bunch of red echinacea. Now we just have the one. Everything else is rotted away. And I had a yellow one. That's done. This is my Oklahoma pink zinnias. For being stunted and small, they still turned out really pretty. And then my other rose doing all right. So that is, oh, and that tick seed, just like the other one, it's past its prime and it's pretty much getting all crinkly and dead. So I may pull that out next work day out here. Okay, well, we made it. The sun is pretty much gone. That's fine. But it feels really good out here. It's really cool, like maybe in the 60s. It was like 80 something today. Anyway, I'm not gonna make it a really long ending. I'm just so pleased. Oh, I didn't even go over, anyway, doesn't matter. I have a, what are those things called? They're like spiky. They're a succulent agave. Thank you. I have an agave down there. I didn't show you that. That's fine. I'll show you that. Oh, and my Mexican heather. Hold on. I got to show you now. Okay. So my agave is doing great, but look at my cutting of Mexican heather. Look how big it got. That was just a teeny tiny little sprig of a thing. And they have these pretty little purple flowers. Anyway, that's Mexican heather. Okay. Anyway, the garden's doing great. I'm going to pick all those sun gold tomatoes before I go in the house, because we're going to have rain tomorrow, like 80% chance of rain. Cold front's coming. We're going to be like in the 40s and 50s for like 3 days. And then we're going to get down to almost freezing. And then like 2 days later, we're going to be 80 degrees. I don't understand. It's Texas. Anyway, I want to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.